Morning.
Or I
Just
guess it's morning where you are. It's morning where I am.
yeah, I'm in Houston,
Oh,
and
okay.
it
Late
is
morning.
definitely it is late morning, but it is morning. Where are you?
I'm in California, Sacramento.
Oh, okay. Am I streaming? Hang on, I'm just trying to make sure my live streaming is working. Oh, I think it's working. Let me see. Do 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 do. Let's see. Okay, it says I'm live. Yay! All right. All right. Sorry, where did you say you're located?
Sacramento, California,
Oh, Sacramento. So that is,
up north.
yeah, yeah. How's the weather out there this time of year?
It'll be hot.
Okay.
Not as hot as it gets in next month in August and September, but
Yeah.
a lot of 100+ days.
Yeah. Well, we've actually had a fairly mild spring here in Houston, which is sort of unusual. It's been the last couple of years, it's just been brutally hot. But this year we've had a lot of rain and it's been a little cooler. Even like last night, there was a cool breeze, which is really, really unusual in June. So we're lucky that way.
Yeah, that's nice when you can get that in the summertime or
Yeah,
almost summertime.
yeah. Awesome. So, what kind of business do you have, Sid?
I'm a website designer, social media marketer,
Okay,
uh,
awesome.
IT consultant. We do quite a bit of stuff.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Well, I'm glad you joined us. We're live on couple social media channels and YouTube. So there may be other folks tuning in on the sort of live social media side. Um, we may have a couple more folks jump in to the Zoom, but I'm gonna just kind of get started. Uh, so today we're gonna talk about one of the biggest problems, which is uh, lead follow-up. And especially if we're spending money, um, if we're spending money on lead generation or there's things that we're doing, even if it's networking, people may meet us out networking and then they go to our website. Well, what happens to them then? And what happens to them when they interact with the business? And of course, all of us are human. I hope that you're human. I think I'm human, I'm pretty sure. And humans have lives. Like we have families, we have hobbies, we have, the only thing that we do hopefully is not just spend our entire life working. I hope that's not how you spend your entire life. Um, so there's going to be times when we're just not available. We might be out with a customer. We might be picking our kids up from school. We might be out riding our bike. Whatever those things are that you do in your typical day, you can't answer the phone 24/7. You can't respond to customers 24/7. And there's other solutions that, you could hire an answering service, you could hire a receptionist. Um, but the the really cool thing about the age that we're in now is you can solve this problem with technology as well, and do it really, really, really effectively. So today I'm gonna talk a little bit about how to solve that problem with technology. With I'm gonna give you a demo of voice AI, my bot Zoe, and chat AI, um, my bot Zara. And the really amazing thing about this new technology is that you can really, really train it with everything about your business. So it can even do a better job than potentially a human could, because humans, we don't wake up in the morning and just overnight know everything, but AI does. Yes, you have to train it, but once you've trained it, it's like Matrix. It's like Neo in the Matrix. Nero, not Nero. Nero's like a crazy Roman emperor. Neo, in the movie The Matrix, it's like, they plug that thing into their head and like memories go crazy and they unplug it, and now all of a sudden he knows like an entire language or some sort of new skill. Uh, that's AI. I mean, that is what AI is like, which is really cool and also kind of scary. But if you can think of like every question that customers typically ask you, when they call in or at all, you can train the bot with that. If you have a website, if you have company brochures, if you have, uh, information, even like proposals or documents you've written, you can train the AI with that. And so it's really incredible because overnight, once it's been trained, that bot can answer questions, anything that your customers could ask you. If you can anticipate that they might ask you, you can train it with that. Um, and on the other side, if you want to be booking more calls, the thing is that people, especially in this day and age, we want immediacy. We are just like, we're used to getting what we want right away. And, time is money, but we're all just impatient as well. When we go to Starbucks, like, we don't want to stand there for 10 minutes waiting for our coffee. you know, Maybe we do if we're bored or we don't want to go back to work or something, but like for the most part, you want to get your coffee and you want to move on with your day. So, people when they interact with your business, like they want to get what they're looking for quickly and then move on with their day. They want to move on with the next thing that's on their plate. So, the faster you can respond to them, the faster you can get them what they need, get their questions answered, the better for both you and them. Because, if they're just trying to get an answer or they're just looking for a solution, they're just going to keep looking until they get the answer, until they find a solution. And if you don't provide them the answer, if you don't give them a solution in that quick turnaround time frame, they may have very quickly moved on to the next thing looking for that answer. So the advantage of using AI in this, and a speed to lead, we call it, capacity, is that you can immediately respond, you can immediately answer their questions, and you get their attention when they're giving it to you. You respond to them when you've got their attention. So, um, you know, attention is very precious in this day and age. And I'm sure, it's Tuesday morning. I'm sure you've probably already had a busy morning wherever you are. You've probably started your day, you've opened your emails, you've found inquiries, whatever, you've found support requests. Who knows what's on your plate? And if there's something you need, like you don't want to spend forever looking for it, and neither do your customers. So getting answers very quickly, and also getting people booked into calls or sales calls. Um, Maybe it's support calls, maybe it's sales calls. Um, if you want to provide, that quick response, being able to have that conversation with someone, even with an AI, and the AIs are getting incredibly good, which I will demonstrate one for you in just a little bit. But being able to have that conversation and get them booked into a call. And, we can book people into sales calls now. So the way we used to do it, like in a marketing sense, when um, when we would generate traffic for a company, or, run ads or run SEO for for a customer, typically the way it used to be done is the first call was a set call. And the setter was just sort of a low-level salesperson whose job it was to basically just see, is this person who's calling in or responded to our ad, are they even qualified? Do they have a real problem? Can we really help them? And it was kind of like a screening process. And if the answer was yes, then they moved on to a what we call closer salesperson. And that would be like a higher level salesperson who really knows the business, who whose job it was to determine if there was truly a fit with the customer and then essentially close the deal. Um, well, now we can pretty much eliminate the setter salesperson. Like we don't need that first screening situation. We don't need a human really in that role anymore. And people talk about, oh my gosh, is AI coming for our jobs? Well, potentially it may be coming for the lower level jobs, the ones that don't require as much skill that a lot of us don't really want to do anyway. So the advantage here is you get a salesperson that's available 24/7. They don't take coffee breaks. They don't take vacation. They don't have a bad night and don't come in the next day. And they always represent your business in the best possible light because that's what they're trained to do. So, I've put together a little presentation here, so I'm gonna share my screen and see if I can go through this here. So, full disclosure. Oh, here we've got another. We've got, oh, Rosalind's hopping in. Hello, Rosalind. If you can hear me, thanks for joining. All right, so full disclosure here, I built this presentation with AI. Of course, I trained it what to say. Um, but this was built in an app called Gamma, and like it was amazing. Um, I hadn't actually used it before, although I've known about it for some time. I was using Typeset, which is another sort of AI um, formatting presentation type tool. And I really love Typeset too, but it's a little different how it works. Gamma, you pretty much just drop in the text and it's like, shoo, here's a presentation. So, you know, if you're making a lot of presentations, that might be useful for you as well. But it's pretty incredible. So from cold leads to closed deals, meet your new AI sales team. Okay, let me see. I was trying to change. Oh, there we go. All right. So the problem that a lot of us are facing as business owners is we are busy. So our follow-up may be slow or inconsistent. We get some leads maybe, and then, oh, I was supposed to call them back, or the lead comes in through the website, but I'm out of the office, or who knows what's going on. And so leads end up falling through the cracks due to delayed responses. And or we don't have an actual process for handling the leads. And so, an email gets sent here, or we get the lead comes in and it doesn't get tracked. And then next thing we know, we forget about it or it falls through the cracks. So this is a big problem. Second, we may have a sales team, but they're overwhelmed. They just can't do everything. And we as humans, we get busy, things happen, especially if we're also managing clients who we already have, that can become really difficult. And then just too many manual steps. Sometimes there can be a lot of steps in the sales process, and that can take friction and delays. I don't know if you've ever been dealing with a company who has multiple people in the sales cycle, and that can start to get difficult because then you've got to identify which person does what. Um, who needs what questions answered, blah, blah, blah. And then the last problem is leads can go cold. Potential customers just move on before you even connect with them. So, like I said, if they're looking for an answer, they want to get that answer as soon as possible. They want it now. If they don't get it now, they're going to keep looking for it until they get it. And if you give them the answer first, more than likely they're going to work with you. If you don't get them an answer and they keep looking and somebody else gets them an answer, is more than likely they're going to work with that company. So being able to respond quickly is essential. So I don't know if you know this stat. According to Forbes, 70%, 70 or 71% of internet leads are never followed up with. So that's like just flushing money down the toilet. And imagine if you were spending $1,000 on ads, you can just immediately take $700 and flush it down the toilet. And, we call this the leaky bucket effect. Why waste budget? You're paying for traffic. Maybe you're paying for traffic, maybe you're not. If you're not, maybe you should try it. But don't try it without putting a system in place that will follow up with those leads so that every lead is followed up with, so you're not flushing 700 out of $1,000 down the toilet. Uh, Customers now expect instant answers. They expect 24/7 assistance, and they expect to be able to schedule with you quickly if they're trying to schedule with you. So, if they're working on something at 10 o'clock at night, just because you're not in the office doesn't mean they don't want an answer. And if their computer breaks, if you're an IT service provider or MSP or cybersecurity company, and all of a sudden they have a problem and it's 10 o'clock at night, just because you're not in the answer in the office doesn't mean they're not looking for an answer. So it can also help with customer service. It can help with sales. If they're looking for someone to solve their problem, they're looking for an answer now, whatever time of day or night it is. So the shift is here. AI agents don't sleep. They're around the clock available. So you have 24/7 availability to answer questions for both sales inquiries and customer service. Hi, Robert, welcome. And AI agents don't forget. So unlike, like I was saying, AI agents are kind of like Neo in the Matrix. They don't forget stuff. They have perfect recall for every customer interaction. And they learn like immediately. As soon as you train it with information, it knows that information. It doesn't have to be trained in it. I mean, you have to train it, but it's not like a human where it could take years for a human to get experience enough to be able to answer all of the questions. Uh, AI agents, if you can anticipate the question, you can train it with the answer. So, and it can improvise to some extent, but we don't really want them to improvise too much, because we don't want them to give anyone false information. So the best case scenario is really just anticipating the questions your customers typically ask. And, you can improve them over time. If you keep getting questions asked that you haven't trained the bot with, we can go back and train it. Um, so the other thing is like AI agents don't ghost leads. So you get consistent follow-up because that's what they're set up to do. Our chat AI follows up. So say somebody chats in and they have a little conversation, but maybe they don't schedule a call. The AI agent will follow up 1 hour later and reinitiate the conversation. And if the person doesn't respond, they'll follow up again 24 hours later. And if the person still doesn't respond or they still don't book a call or do whatever action it is you're wanting them to take, then we can add them into a long-term nurture sequence so that they continue to get information from your business over the next year so that you stay top of mind. Maybe right now wasn't the right time. Maybe they were just kind of looking at their options right now, but maybe 3 months down the road, it is the right time, and you've been sending them information all of this time, and you've been top of mind, so they call you. Uh, okay, so here is the AI sales team. We've got Zara, who's your AI chat assistant, who engages with your website visitors instantly. And also, if somebody messages your business or text messages your business, if they message you on Facebook or Instagram or uh, uh, I guess we've got Google. We have, yeah, we've got WhatsApp. There's a lot of different channels that somebody could message your business over. If anyone sends you a message from any of these channels, the bot will respond on that channel. So you always have a response going out to someone, and you can train it with the flow of conversation, how you want it to go. Maybe there are sales qualifying questions you want to ask. Maybe there are support questions you want to ask. How can I help you today? Oh, maybe if they say, oh no, my computer won't turn on, I don't know what's going on, or they have a problem. Oh, well, let me direct you to the information about how to contact support. You can even send them a text message with a link to your support portal or something like that. There's a lot of options. Then you've got Zoe, your voice AI receptionist. Zoe answers calls to your business 24/7 with human-like conversation. So you could set Zoe to only answer during off business hours. So like you could set it to answer the phone between like 5 p.m. and 8 a.m. And it would be off during the day when you would anticipate you're in the office, or you can set it to answer the phone if you don't. So say you don't answer the phone, it will ring through to Zoe, and she will have a conversation with the caller and ask them the questions that you've trained her to ask, or that we train her to ask on your behalf. And then it will take actions accordingly to how you've how it's appropriate to your business or custom to your business, is how she will behave and go through the conversation. And then we have Zebra Growth Hub. And this is essentially a central command center. It's a CRM, marketing automation, all-in-one tool. It tracks all the activity in one place. So basically, it's kind of like the hub that makes everything work together, and where you can track your leads, you can track each lead through the sales cycle so you don't lose track of anybody. You can automate emails, you can automate social media, and really have a system in place so that you can qualify and qualify leads and make sure nobody falls through the cracks. So lead management. If you don't have lead management, then you're just wasting money. And like I said in the beginning, imagine you're spending $1,000 on marketing to generate leads that aren't getting followed up with. $700 out of $1,000 flushing it down the toilet. Just doesn't make sense. So it's important not to just think about your marketing in terms of getting more leads, which I've always heard business owners talk about marketing in terms of, we just need more traffic to our website. But what a lot of folks fail to think about is what happens when they get there. You want more traffic to your website, so you spend money on ads, you spend money on SEO, you spend money on um, social media, whatever it is that you may or may not be spending money on to generate leads, then what happens? You get people to your website and then they bounce, or they don't find what they're looking for, or they do find what they're looking for, they book an appointment or they respond, and then they fall through the cracks. And so there's so many holes they can fall through. It's really, really critical that you have a system to make sure that any money you're spending upfront on marketing follows through to close deals. Okay, so what Zara can do. Zara is the chat AI. So Zara can do real-time lead qualification, identifies sales-ready prospects through intelligent conversation, intelligent FAQ responses, so questions and answers. If you can anticipate someone's questions, the bot can answer it. So if you have 20 or 100 um, FAQs or Q&As, if you can anticipate like the top 100 questions that your customers typically ask you, the bot can be trained with that. Contact information capture gathers details about prospects' needs and pain points. And so basically, when you ask a question, so say for me, I might ask, because I do marketing, I might ask, oh, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to marketing? Well, I can then save their answer into the CRM. So I don't have to go back and ask them that question again. The bot's going to tell me. So when I do have a human to human phone call with them, I already know like what their biggest challenge is. If they're using and what they're doing currently in their marketing program, if they have a marketing system, I'm gonna know what their goals are for their business because I'm gonna ask them, and the bot is gonna collect that information and then give it to me. And then you can collect their contact info, their name, phone number, their email address, their company name, whatever's important that you need to know when somebody contacts your business. And then, of course, it can do automated scheduling. It can book calls directly into your calendar without a human having to do that. And then you've got 24/7 call answering. Never miss another call. Like I said, you can do it where it picks up if a human doesn't pick up, or you can schedule it to only pick up in off business hours. You can do information capture, and it'll do a call summary and send it to your email. Smart call routing. So say um, they say this is an emergency, I need to talk to a human right away. It can transfer to a live person or attempt to transfer to a live person if you're potentially not available and maybe that's why you didn't answer. And then appointment setting, of course, like I mentioned, it can book calls as well. Okay. So I'm going to show you how Zoe works. Doo-doo-doo. All right. So, all right, stop sharing so you can hear me take the call with Zoe. Do, 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 do. Oops. Okay.
You've reached Zebra Marketing. How can I help you today?
Hi, I was given your info from someone on LinkedIn, and they said you do a good job with websites and lead generation, so I just wanted to get a little more info.
Absolutely. We specialize in AI-driven marketing strategies, including website design and lead generation. Would you like to know more about how we can help your business grow?
Sure, that'd be great.
Awesome. We help businesses grow faster using AI-powered marketing strategies.
Awesome.
Would it be okay if I asked you a few quick questions to see where we might be able to help?
Sure, that'd be good.
Great. What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now when it comes to getting more leads or growing your business?
Well, we tend to get a lot of referrals, but it seems like we're just not getting as many lately, and so business is down a little bit.
Got it. So it sounds like you're looking for a more consistent lead generation system. Do you currently have any marketing systems in place, or is it mostly referral based?
Well, I mean, we've done some Google ads in the past, but we're not really doing that anymore. I think we tried Facebook ads at one point, but that didn't really work out that well. So I guess right now we're mostly referral based, but we're thinking about maybe doing something else.
It sounds like there's a lot of potential to explore new strategies. What are your goals? How many clients or leads do you want each month, or is there a specific revenue number you're targeting?
Um, well, I mean, we're probably aiming for like $2 million this year.
That's a solid goal. It sounds like Zebra could be a great fit to help you reach that target. Let's book a double your sales discovery call with one of our executive assistants. On this call, we'll dive into your business and share quick win strategies to increase your sales. Does that sound good?
Yeah, actually, that would be great.
Perfect. Let's get that scheduled for you. Does Wednesday, June 4th at either 9 a.m., 11 a.m., or 1 p.m. work for you?
Wednesday, June 4th. That's tomorrow. I think I could
Yes,
do,
well,
yeah, I think I could do 11.
great. Before we finalize, could you please provide your email address so we can send you the confirmation details?
Sure, it's Laura, Laura, at uh
Could you please spell out the rest of your email address for me?
Laura at gmail.com.
Noted. I've booked your appointment for 11 a.m. tomorrow, June 4th. You'll receive a confirmation via email. Looking forward to helping you grow your business.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for reaching out. Have a great day and we'll talk soon. Goodbye.
All right, bye-bye. And that was Zoe. So, um, yeah. So I mean, it's pretty cool. It has a conversation, so it will respond interactively to whatever you say to it. Um, it'll try to get the conversation back on track if somebody sort of goes off the rails. Um, and that's what we train it to do is, if there's stuff you don't want it to talk about, then we can train it like, don't ever talk about this. Like, I don't want my bot trying to give out pricing over the phone or something like that because, it's just not appropriate until I really know what somebody's got going on in their business to give them pricing for stuff. So, I specifically train my bot like never give pricing information, always direct them to a call. Um, so that's what's possible now. It's pretty incredible. This is new right now, but I think pretty soon it's gonna be pretty, no, I think a lot of people are gonna go this direction just because of the incredible power of, making sure that you always have a response coming from your business. It's a team member that never takes a day off, doesn't need they don't need a salary, they don't need paid vacation, they don't need a 401k or health insurance. They just operate 24/7, making sure that people are always responded to in your business. So, okay, let's go. Oh, let me show you the, let's see. Let me show you Zara real quick. Let's see if we can get my demo to work. So, I'll give you the link to this demo. You're welcome to chat with it, but it may only work through today because the program I'm using to build that I used to build this has just updated to a new, completely new version of the software, and it may cause this to not work anymore. So that being said, did I just drop that in the chat? Yeah, okay, I dropped the link into the chat. Just check. So here we are. This is a demo that I built just to serve as as a demo to give you an experience, like how would this work for your customers chatting into your business. Um, we'll see if it responds. I was messing with it yesterday. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. So to get started, just reply to this message and we'll begin building your demo bot. It is kind of a bummer this isn't going to work anymore because it is kind of fun. Yeah, so then it's going to ask for my phone number. But this is going to be a similar experience. Ah! This is going to be a similar experience to, it might not like that I gave it its own phone number, so it might not have liked that. Um, but in any case, like you can see, it's going to respond similarly to how the voice AI responds, but just in text. And you can also train this conversation. You can train it to collect information, to ask qualifying questions. You can have it book people into calls. You can ask, have it ask, is your call related to support, or are you looking for information about our services? So you could like split it between a support, somebody has a support inquiry and somebody has a sales inquiry. So, yeah, or maybe in your business you do cybersecurity and you do managed services. I don't know. And maybe you want to know, is it related to one or the other? So you can split the conversation to respond in different ways according to what the call or what the chatter person's name inquiry is related to. So um, this technology is pretty incredible. Um it's really neat. I love it. And I have it set up for my business. And I think it's a really exciting time for us because this is available to all of us now. And with the kind of lead follow-up loss rate of 71% of leads falling through the cracks, I think this is a game changer for businesses that, just by nature, humans can't just be there 24/7. We're not machines. Well, these are machines. And they give a very human-like experience, even without being human, and they serve a need, which is to make sure that people always get a follow-up and that there's always a professional response coming from your business 24/7. Okay, let's hop back over here. Let's see. Okay. So, okay. So then we have Zebra Growth Hub, which is the central command center that makes all of these things work together. And it's also a CRM and lead management tool. It can help you track activity, monitor conversions. You can use it to send emails. You can use it to send um, social media posts and schedule out social media posts so that everything is um, organized, and you don't want to have to be coming into your social media and like remembering to have to post every single day. Instead, you could come up with a month's worth of content and schedule it out, and then it's just running. So, very cool, very useful. And we also have in there a reviews AI, which will ask for reviews and then respond to reviews on your Google business profile and your Facebook and a variety of other review sites. But reviews are actually very important for your SEO. So if you're trying to get your business ranking in local search on Google, and actually, like a lot of the other channels are turning into search engines now, especially now that we have AI. Like Facebook is now a search engine, YouTube is a search engine. You could tap inquiries into ChatGPT and it'll do research for you. So, you know, these things are becoming really important. Reviews are really important. I'm actually going to cover reviews, I think, next week on a call, and we're going to look at the reviews AI and how that works. But getting reviews and responding to the reviews online actually helps you rank in search. So having a consistent process around that is also really helpful. Uh, okay, so the end-to-end flow. So this is kind of what it looks like when you use the AI in your marketing process. So the lead comes to your website and they find your services online. Zara, the chat AI, engages them in a chat response, answers their questions, and this initiates a conversation instantly. That person goes through the conversation flow and gets asked to book an appointment. So they schedule a call. Now you have a call scheduled through your website. Perhaps they come to your website and they give you a call, or they find your Google business profile and they call your phone number from Google. Your voice AI, Zoe, answers the incoming call like a receptionist, and then also books them into an appointment with you if it's appropriate. And then you get on the phone with that person and you close the deal. So you already know what their biggest challenge is, what they're looking for, how you can help them, and you can show up to the call prepared. So, that's how this works. And then these are sort of results. What can you expect? This is kind of didn't show up so great, but on the left we've got lead follow-up rate, uh, after hours bookings, conversion rate, and time spent. So, before here we've got lead follow-up rate. How often are leads getting followed up with? Before you use AI, not much. After, of course, a lot more because it's being done for you. After hours bookings, people calling after hours when your business is closed. Of course, if you're not in the office, you're probably not answering the phone or responding to inquiries. So those people aren't getting answers. After AI, of course, they are getting answers. The conversion rate, actually turning website visitors into sales. Before AI, because people aren't getting followed up with, they're not getting the answers they need. After AI, if you're getting more opportunities, say you close 1 out of every 4 opportunities. That's like a 25% conversion rate. So you close one out of every 4. If 3 out of every 4 leads falls through the cracks, it's gonna take a lot more leads to get a closed deal than if you follow up with every one of those leads. So your conversion rate is going to be higher just because leads aren't falling through the cracks, so you have more opportunities. And then you've got time spent on unqualified leads. You don't know before this, say you're generating traffic and you're taking every call. Well, every person you get on the phone with, uh, you don't know till you spend time getting on the phone with them if they're qualified or not. If you're looking for, I don't know, say you serve the construction industry and you get on the phone with someone and you say, "Oh, do you work in the construction industry?" And they're like, "Oh, no, we work in a hospital." It's like, "Oh, well, very quickly you're like, well, you're not somebody that I can help. But we don't work with hospitals." But you don't know that till you book that 1 hour time slot in your calendar and then spend an hour with them. Afterwards, you don't have to spend an hour with them because if they say we work in a hospital and you only serve construction industry customers, you can just be like, "Well, I'm sorry, we don't work with customers like you. We would love any referrals that you could offer us that if you know anyone in the construction industry," something like that. So, you know, this this really works great for any type of business. We are building these for IT service providers, cybersecurity companies, MSPs, technical businesses. We can build them for, oil and gas businesses. We've worked in that industry for a long time as well. I mean, this works for any type of business. Um, so highly recommend. Okay, so let's just recap what we talked about. Um, Sort of down at the bottom here, on the bottom side, you've got Zara and Zoe doing the heavy lifting. They're handling the web chat. They're handling the phone calls. They're routing the phone calls to the appropriate person. They're booking people into calls. They're answering their Q&As and their support questions. Here we've got, Zebra Growth Hub, the CRM, getting everything connected and tracking your leads through the sales process so you don't lose track of leads. And then here you've got more deals without hiring more humans. So, like I said, if you respond to every inquiry instead of letting inquiries fall through the cracks, you're going to just have a lot more inquiries. So if you're, say, closing a quarter of your inquiries into closed customers, if you actually respond to 100% of the inquiries versus only 30% of them, you're just naturally going to close more deals. And then a little about me. I'm the founder of Zebra Marketing. Uh, I spent 12 years in the oil and gas industry. I'm actually a degree geologist with an MBA from Rice University. And spent a lot of years in the technical side and started my business in the big oil crash of 2015. So I've been doing digital marketing for about 10 years. Um, I have certified partner experience with Digital Marketer, Keep, and High Level. And I'm an AI and automation expert. So I specialize in predictable lead generation. If that's something that you think could help you or your business, I'd love to talk with you more about it. Let me drop a link to my, so you can go to zbra.live/book a call. zbra.live/book a call if you'd like to schedule time with me. Okay, so we work in the IT and tech industries, helping MSPs, IT service providers, cybersecurity firms. We work with tech companies as well, and oil and gas also, industrial and manufacturing companies as well. Strategic frameworks, we help people implement growth strategy with cutting edge AI tools. We help implement AI to automate sales processes and help streamline the business. We help people scale through automation. We're passionate about simplifying marketing for technical businesses so that, you're just getting more. So if you would like to book a call, as I mentioned, you can go to zbra.live/book a call. You can also, if you want to text or call, if you would like to chat with Zoe, if you would like to talk to Zoe or chat with Zara, you can text or call 281-800-5287. And if you'd like to customize your solution, we can build you a custom plan specific for your business to help you grow. So I would love to talk more about that, and would love to show you how we can help you increase your revenue, grow your business, get more customers. And it's not just about getting more customers. Sometimes you can either get them to stick around for longer. So if you have retainer business, you want those customers to stick around with you for as long as possible. And we want to reduce churn. And then you also want to take a look at whether you can increase the lifetime customer value, or is there more that you can offer your customers that would add value? So, there's a lot of things that can help you grow your business. We help people with, upfront lead generation as well. We do search engine optimization and Google Ads. And then we do lead management, as we talked about today, to make sure that those leads are getting followed up with and nobody's falling through the cracks. Okay, so that's kind of what I've got in that regard. Rosalind, do you have any questions?
No, I'm driving, but I did schedule a call with you on next Monday.
Oh, awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, so, just to recap, lead follow-up, super important.
Yes.
Don't waste money. Don't do it.
Right.
A small investment on the front end, if you're running paid traffic, which would be like Google ads or Facebook ads or any kind of front end ads, and if you don't have a lead capture system in place, following up, making sure all of those leads get followed up with, then you're probably wasting money. And if you did the calculation about how much money that could be that you might be wasting, it could be pretty significant. And it could likely be beyond the scope of simply putting a system in place to make sure that all of those leads get followed up with. If you think about the cost benefit analysis, if the average business is wasting about 70% of their leads, if you imagine, if you actually put in place a follow-up system that responded to and nurtured those leads into appointments, then you would just automatically see your conversion rates increase, because the typical business you know potentially converts maybe 1 or 2 out of every 4 prospects. or leads, like maybe a quarter of the leads turn into closed sales. So if you just increase the number of leads that are actually going through the sales cycle and completing the sales cycle, you're just naturally going to see an increase in business. So, I'd love to talk with you more about this. If you're watching on the live stream and you think this is something that could benefit your business, book a call with me, zebra.live/book a call. And I'd love to take a look at how to make this work for you and your company and help you guys close more deals, make more money, and take advantage of this incredible new technology that's available to us now. All right. Thank you so much for spending time with me. It's been fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And Rosalind, I'm looking forward to talking with you on Monday. And I will catch you next week. I think next week, Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. I think I'm gonna go over reviews AI and show you how you can use AI and automation to actually get more reviews, get more responses to those reviews, and make sure that you have a consistent review strategy, because that actually helps you rank in search as well. And not to mention, it just helps actual humans who are looking for your business be able to see what people have to say about you. And we all want to do what we see other people doing successfully. And so being able to see those positive reviews, even negative reviews, can be helpful sometimes because it shows that we're real. But having that presence just helps people say, oh, these guys sound legit, these guys sound real. Sounds like they could help us solve this problem. So we'll talk about that next Tuesday. And please join me again at 11 a.m. Central Time on Tuesday every week. We're going to be going live. All right. Thanks again. And I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, Laura. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Rosalind. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.